All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ICF Canoe World Freestyle Championships 2022. We have up for you a final round in the women's canoe decked surface. We debuted this event here at the ICF World Championships just a few days ago. This is the first time the women's class has been in the C1 here at the ICF World Championships. So we're making history today. We've got a stacked heat of ladies. From Great Britain, we have Rebecca Green, Bavin Butler, Annika Sasha, Tamzin Mcconkey, Otty Robinson-Shaw. There is 3 Great Britons, 1 lady from Ireland, and another from Germany here in this final today. Definitely a stacked heat of competitors.
Yeah, we're very much looking forward to seeing what rides they put down. We're making history today. This is the first ever women's C1 class to take place at a World Championships. So it is certainly a special moment for all of those involved and all those watching to introduce this class to freestyle kayaking.
Absolutely. So these guys are in C1s. For those of you who don't know what a C1 is, or a decked canoe, as it's called by the ICF, it looks like a kayak. They're kneeling in it. They have a little bit of a foam pedestal. Sometimes they have a bulkhead that their knees slide under. And then they usually have some sort of waist belt or something to hold them down into the boat. They're using a single-bladed paddle. Looks like a canoe paddle, as it's commonly known. So C1, some people say it's more difficult. They are a little bit higher up and a little less balanced, but you have a lot more leverage when you're that much higher up and a lot more reach as well. So these athletes can really throw their boats around.
With that, it looks like we have our first athlete, Rebecca Green, given the thumbs up from head judge Paul Shep as she drops into the feature now.
Right away, going for an entry McNasty, looking for that entry 3. Getting high on the board, she works her way over to that surfer's right side of twin wave into the eddy. She's going to reset up and drop into the feature right away. Dropping her bow, going for a huge loop. Nice and snappy, really throwing her boat around. She is definitely not shy of getting some air. Ooh, catching a bit of a edge there. She bobbles up. Definitely, these ladies want to be the first one to win medals in this women's C1 category. Setting up, she's got just 6 seconds on the clock. Going for a Space Godzilla to the right. Just a few seconds, there's the buzzer. Solid first ride on the board. Just after the buzzer, going for a Space Godzilla the other direction.
Yeah, spending a lot of time in the hole, performing a lot of tricks. Score coming in at 133 points. That'll be a good baseline. Let's speak a little bit about how this competition's run. So each competitor will get 3 runs, and their single best ride will count. That's to encourage them to go as big as possible, to throw the most complex ride and score the most points. Up next, bib number 166, Bavin Butler. All the way from Ireland, you can see all of the green tops out in the crowd there to cheer her on.
Yeah, the Irish just arrived down here on the shoulder of the river, and they are making a presence with the drum. They've got a giant bongo drum with a big, I don't know what it is, drumstick that they're beating on there. They're cheering loud and proud for Bavin Butler of Ireland as she drops into the feature. See what she's got, going for that entry wing over right off the start. Trying to get set up high on the foam pile, works her way over onto the shoulder. She's set up, there she goes. She sees her spot as she drops in, going nice big loop. Maybe getting a little bit of air on that. Sets up, goes for a McNasty. Ooh, not quite getting it around maybe. She needs to get that bow to come down within 20 degrees of directly upstream, catching a bit of an edge. Doing what we used to call a thunk in there. Unfortunately, it doesn't score. Oh, trying for a McNasty and unfortunately flushing off the wave, shaking her head. She'll be back up. She's got 2 more rides that she can do it. These ladies get 3 rides. Their top ride will count to see who's going to be our medalists here today.
Absolutely. First ride coming in for Bavin Butler at 120 points. You can see this loop right here, lovely and snappy. Again, we were talking a little bit earlier about how there's this trade-off in C1 between leverage and the stability, and you could really see that leverage coming out there and the snappiness in her tricks. With that, up next we have Annika Sasha from Germany, bib number 37. She is going to be waiting for the thumbs up from the head judge. In 2019, she was 5th place in K1 Junior Women, so no stranger to competition.
Yeah, there you go. Some of these ladies trying out C1 just recently and surely stepping it up as she goes for that entry wing over. Looking for entry 2 on the board. Looks like the judges put it up there as she gets a beautiful McNasty, really nice and vertical, bringing it straight around upstream. Drops in, going for a nice loop. Resetting over to the surfer's right side into the more retentive spot, into some cartwheels. 293 points on the board. Oh, getting a bit of a flush. Not where she wants to be at this point in time, but lots of points on the board so far. She's got just 5 seconds left. I don't think she'll have enough time to make it back up to the feature, but she's putting in a solid effort.
Yeah, good first ride there from Annika. She looks to be quite happy with that, looking eagerly, giving us all the crowd a little bit of a wave, which is good to see, and that's a big part of why all the athletes are here, is to enjoy themselves and really showcase what they've been working on. So we've got a score coming in now for Annika, 293 points, putting her into 1st place position at the moment. Well, we have 2 more competitors who will want that top spot. Up next, we've got Tamzin Mcconkey from Great Britain, already a medalist at this World Championships, winning a silver medal in the squirt category.
Definitely a solid all-round paddler. Big smile on her face. She was pretty happy with her medal earlier this week with an impressive performance in the women's squirt boat category. As she's setting up, you can see her dropping in. She's looking for her sweet spot right in the middle of twin wave feature. She goes for the entry McNasty, retaining in the feature as she drops her bow in, looking for a loop. Unfortunately, having a bit of a flush. I love that keg top design that she's got going there.
Yeah, very nice. I think it's flowers on the side.
Yeah,
very smart.
I believe it's PQK that's printing those on there. Pretty amazing. Pete Astel's the owner, has a shop just up on the water that we've all been helping out here. As Tam's trying to throw a loop there. She's going to reset up. She's got 8 seconds left. She spins it around. I think she wants a McNasty. Oh, not quite pulling it around. All right, looks like 90 points on the board for Tamzin. She'll probably want to improve on that on her next couple of rides, so hopefully move her up into a medal position.
Yeah, it's points on the board though, which is a good start. Remember, they've got 3 rides, best ride counting. Up next, we've got Otty Robinson-Shaw, also already a medalist at this World Championships, winning gold in the women's squirt event, and also beating all of the men at the same time. Incredible athlete. She'll just be waiting for the thumbs up from head judge Paul Shep momentarily. We've got 3 judges supporting Paul, who will all be individually scoring Otty's run and then the scores averaged together.
All right, Otty Robinson-Shaw, already a gold medalist once here at this World Championships in the women's squirt boat. She has the potential to go gold, gold, gold. Let's see what she can do here in the C1. She'd like to make history and be the first one to win a medal here. Let's see what she's got as she sets up for a nice McNasty. Really showing why she may be able to earn herself a spot on the top of the podium. Going for a Space Godzilla to the right. Not quite getting the pop she wants. I bet you she'll try that again. Oh, there's a loop. Getting a little bit of air. Big spray of water off her boat. She sets up. She's going to go for the McNasty in the other direction. A little bit of a paddle twirl there to get set up again on the other side. Oh, I think she wants that McNasty again as she spins it around down to the bottom of the foam pile. Boom, there it is.
Good ride there from Otty, managing to spend the whole time in the wave. Remember, if you're in the wave, you can be scoring points. As soon as you're out of the wave, twin hole, you will not be able to score any points. So it's very important that you stay in the feature and scoring, getting those moves ticked off the scorecard. You can see this entry McNasty here, the most difficult type that you can do. Plenty of air. Again, lovely style, so much snap in her kayaking. There you see the score coming in, 446 points for Otty Robinson-Shaw, putting her in the lead at this moment in time of the women's C1 senior finals.
All right, after the first of 3 rides, you can see our scoreboard up there. Otty in first place, and pretty solidly into first place. And then we've got Annika in second place. We've got Rebecca in third place. We got Bavin in fourth and Tamzin in fifth place, as our Rebecca Green is now on the wave. Nice entry, McNasty. Oh, working her way up, really fighting to stay on the feature. There she is, she's back in. Surfs over to that nice retentive river right side, trying to get set up. She's gonna drop in, going for a Space Godzilla to the right. And she drops in, she goes for a nice loop, getting some points on the board, really nice and fast. Bringing it around, setting back up. We got 10 seconds left on the clock as we hear the 10-second buzzer going. Nice big McNasty, definitely trying to up her first score. Maybe going for a bit of an orbit there. She's got a big smile on her face. I'm seeing 303.33 points on the board, which would put her currently into second place. She's got a big smile. Let's see what the judges have to say when it turns green.
Yeah, she seems ecstatic about that. Looking back up at the board. Quite interesting, you can see her halfway through the ride, taking a moment to look back up and see what the judges had already scored her. That's a tactic that some of these athletes are using. Score coming through now at 303 points, putting her into second position for the C1 women's event. Now, of course, we've got a number of competitors still to go, and also there is a second ride. So each of these competitors will have 3 rides, their single best score carrying them forward to the medal positions. You can see Rebecca very much enjoying her time here.
Yeah, she's having a good time here at the Worlds. She's ready to go back up for her third and final ride here in our finals of the women's C1, debuting here at the 2022 ICF Canoe Freestyle World Championships. See Heidi Walsh, her teammate who paddled earlier in the K1, helping her out to get back up to the top, cheering her on as we wait for Bavin Butler of Ireland.
Yeah, you can hear the Irish crowd cheering her very loudly indeed.
Absolutely, the drum is beating as Bavin is now in the feature, looking maybe for a wing over. Not quite sure she got it there, although I see 30 points on the board from the judges. And she's getting set up, struggling a little bit to get high on the foam pile. There it is, that's what she wanted. Nice big loop. Really snapping that around. You can see the ponytail flying as she threw her head forward on that loop. Ladies C1 debuting here, the World Championships, as we see Bavin Butler trying to get a McNasty going there. Struggling a little bit to get things going, but having a good ride there. Oh, really trying to get into that back blast. Really wants that McNasty, bringing it around. And there it is, just before the buzzer. Bavin Butler, big smile on her face as she works her way out of the feature. Oh, flipping over. I think she's tired.
Yeah, it's surprising how much energy these finals and even the preliminary rounds takes. It's a very physically demanding sport, pretty much sprinting for 45 seconds. Anyway, we can see the replay here. Nice big loop from Bavin. Really, really precise paddler, making sure that she gets all of those points. Looking around the 266 point mark, and that will be the final score for Bavin. Improving on her first run of 120. Her score is now 266, moving her into fourth position. Up next, we have Annika Sacha from Germany. She's going to be looking to improve on her first ride of 293 points to hopefully push Rebecca Green into third position and herself into second.
Or even to the top,
oh,
right up to the top,
yeah,
right on that top step for the gold. Let's see what she's got. right now, 446 that score to beat, as we have Annika on the wave, starting off with a wing over, catching a bit of an edge, rolling up in the hole, still in the hole, so she'll be throwing down to score some points here. She throws it, tries a McNasty, unfortunately catching the bubble out of the middle, but she's right back into the eddy, still has 29 seconds on the clock. And she's back in the feature here. Sets up, backs it up. She really wants to get into that back blast, get that McNasty going. Boom, there it is. Beautiful McNasty, getting a little bit of air on it, so hopefully getting an air bonus for herself. And she does a nice loop. Going for, I think go on to the Space Godzilla there, not quite getting the pop that she needs. Into some cartwheels right at the buzzer. Another solid ride for Annika.
Yeah, she's looking pretty happy with that big smile on her face. Just waiting for the score to come through from our 3 chief judges. So the judges will be looking for a number of criteria in these tricks, in particular the McNasty. So when you are looping at the end, they're looking for the boat to land within 20 degrees of upstream. If not, they can't give the points. Likewise with those cartwheels there, making sure the angle is high enough to score. Judges coming in with a score of 290 points. She will remain in 3rd position, not topping her score from the first ride, but it's okay. She's got one more chance to beat Otty Robinson-Shaw with a score of 446 points. Up next, we've got Tamzin Mcconkey from Great Britain. Again, she has already won a white medal at this World Championships, and she'll be looking to add another one to her collection this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Tamzin having a great runs in the squirt boat. She's got some of the smoothest ends out there in the squirt boat, doing the technical moves. And she's having a great day here in the C1 as well. Looking for that entry 3 McNasty there. As she sets up, she's going to go for a loop. Boom, there it is. Nice and snappy. Maybe just getting her boat out of the water, hopefully getting that air bonus as she spins around, sets it up. Catching a bubble, trying to get that offside roll. Fortunately, flushing pretty low downstream. She's going to have to work hard to get back up here. Just getting in down, the 3rd eddy down. She's got a long way to go. The crowd is cheering her on to get her back up to the top here. Hopefully she'll have a few seconds left to get a move in. She's got 130 points on the board, and unfortunately, there's the finish buzzer for Tamzin Mcconkey of Great Britain. Maybe she'll give us a little something for the crowd here. She's on. She's just going to work her way up. Big smile. Looks up here, says hi to us, and she moves on. That'll be 130 points for Tamzin, which she'll stay in 5th place at this point.
Yeah, worth remembering she's still got one more ride to make her way up into those medal positions and join what looks like teammate Otty Robinson-Shaw. She's the current leader with 446 points. She's going to be wanting to make her lead a little bit bigger if she possibly can. Rebecca Green close on her heels, followed by Annika Sacha, who again is very, very close. If you look at the split between 2nd place and 3rd place, there's only about 10 points in it. In fact, there is exactly 10 points in it.
There we go. Otty up next. She's the local favorite from here in Great Britain. Currently sitting in the lead, looking to secure that lead and really get up higher onto the leaderboard. Although she's on the top step now, she wants more points to secure that spot. Huge entry 3 McNasty. And going into another McNasty, snapping around nice and fast. Unfortunately bubbling off the feature. She's going to charge her way back up onto the wave. Surfing across. Spins it around. She's going to go for a McNasty. Nice snappy big McNasty there from Otty. She's setting up again. She's dropping in, looking for a loop. Let's see what else she's got for us. She's switching sides. I think she wants that offside McNasty. And there it is. Switches, paddles back. Beautiful ride from Otty Robinson-Shaw of Great Britain.
Yeah, just going to show, even with that flush halfway through, she still managed to put down an absolutely excellent ride. She looks like it'll be bigger than her first ride score. Just creating that much more distance between herself and the rest of the competitors. Otty Robinson-Shaw, of course, wanting to go for that first ever world title in the C1 women's category. There we go, just looking at the replay there, you could see the amplitude that Otty was getting on her tricks. Really quite incredible to see. And with that, a score of 506 points, your new highest score for this heat, putting her with a nice comfortable lead of around 200 points from the next best competitor. Up next, we're going back to the top of the order with Rebecca Green, also fellow teammate of Otty Robinson-Shaw. She's coming from Great Britain, local here, paddled lots over the last few months getting ready for this World Championships. There we go, seeing some of the Team GB crowd members on the side of the riverbank making lots of noise. You see the flags there being waved very high indeed.
All right, here comes Rebecca Green of Great Britain, currently sitting in the silver medal position, going for that entry McNasty, looking for that entry 3 score on the board. As she drops back in, she looks like she's going to go for a loop, trying to clean that loop up. I think as she was holding her paddle up on the finish, wanting that clean bonus as she goes for a McNasty. She wants to stay in that silver position or maybe even knock Otty off of the gold medal spot. Let's see what else she's got. Oh, not quite getting that McNasty around. A bit of a almost, oh yeah, and she unfortunately gets a bit of a flush. She's going to charge back up. She's got 8 seconds left. Grabs onto that cement pillar to give herself a bit of a push as she sets up right into the feature. There she is, right at the buzzer, going for a loop, or maybe a Space Godzilla to the right. Big smile on her face. I think she's going to stick with her last ride, which had 303.33 points. We'll have to see where things go from there.
If you initiate the move before the buzzer sounds, you can still complete it afterwards and still get the points. Score coming in now for Rebecca Green of 153 points. So she will retain her second ride score of 303, currently sitting in second position, giving a big kiss to the camera. Clearly loving her time here. We will have to see whether Rebecca manages to remain in that position. Nervous wait, as we have 4 other competitors to go, and they'll all be looking for those medal positions. Up next we have Bavin Butler, coming all the way from Ireland. You can see the drum right on the riverbank. I'm sure they'll be making plenty of noise to cheer her on as she is making her way down into the Twin Waves feature.
That's right, David Butler of Ireland dropping in for that entry move. She's now on the Twin Wave feature, going for a Space Godzilla to the right. Oh, she's on the bubble, getting an unfortunate flush. Lots of time on the clock. She still has over 30 seconds as she's charging up. Her team coach is encouraging her to charge up into the feature, taking a second to recheck here and get things started again. She needs to get a couple of solid moves in here. All right, there it is. Oh, struggling to get that boat into the back blast and get that McNasty started. That's what she wants. I can see it coming. There it is. Right before the buzzer. Drop it in for a loop as well. All right, solid ride from Bavin Butler of Ireland.
Yeah, in particular, I'd just like to pick up on the McNasty. So score coming in at 190 points. You could see, hopefully we'll see it in the replay, the snappiness just here of that loop. Lovely textbook execution, keeping it within those 20 degrees of upstream that the judges are looking for when she lands the boat. Really solid performance. Unfortunately, not increasing her score anymore. So her final score will be 266 points. Leaving her in 4th position, but that could change. Tamzin Mcconkey is still to come. She has the ability to move up in the order with her 3rd and final ride, but we will have to see. So next up we have Annika Sacha from Germany. She's been given the thumbs up from Shep and the judging team.
All right, here comes Annika, the German. She'd liked to move up on this podium, currently sitting in the 3rd place, bronze medal place. A beautiful entry move as she trying to get set up for that McNasty, trying to get into the back blast so she can pull right around. There it is, up and over, snapping it around. Looks like she got the angles right for the judges. Still trying to set up here, going for a nice loop, super snappy loop. Maybe getting her boat out of the water for some air. Oh, I think she was maybe trying to get a cartwheel started there. Let's see what she's got for us. She spins it around. And there's the buzzer for Annika's 3rd and final ride.
Yeah, looking closely at the screen now. Hoping to increase the score a little bit as our judges have finalized the score at 250 points. So she will be carrying forward her first run of 293 points. Currently sat in 3rd position. She'll be wanting to hold on to that. But there is one competitor who has the opportunity now to make it back into the medals. So that is Tamzin Mcconkey from Great Britain. She will be making her way down shortly to perform her 3rd and final ride at the C1 Women's Class Finals here this evening.
All right, Tamzin Mcconkey on deck here next. She's going to be looking to move up, currently in the 5th position here in our Women's C1 Final. She would like to see herself on the podium here today. She has potential to do it. She came into this round in 2nd place. This is her 3rd and final ride. Let's see what she's got for her. And then we're going to be crowning a world champion after this. And the first world champion ever in women's C1 freestyle here at the ICF Canoe Freestyle World Championships. Tamzin on the wave with a nice entry wing. I think that might have been the McNasty she was attempting there, getting set up here on twin wave. Moving over to the surface right side, unfortunately getting a flush. Tamzin still has 28 seconds on the clock. Lots of time to get back up to the top. She knows what she's got to do. She's looking up at the time clock and the scoreboard to see what she's got to do. You can see she's working hard to make her way onto the feature. All right, back on twin wave. Let's see what she's got for us. 10 seconds left. She's going to drop in for a loop. There it is. Oh, unfortunately, bubbling off the back of the wave, and Tamzin knows that'll be it for her 3rd and final ride here. Looks like 140 points on the board. That will not be enough to get her up into the medals. She's currently going to be ranked 5th place. So you know what that means, Alex?
We have our final order.
I think we do. Nobody can knock anybody off of the top step of the podium because the next rider is already on that top step. So here we can say unofficially that Otty is the golden girl here in the women's C1.
Yeah, the first ever person to be awarded the 1st place position in the C1 women's category. So this is a victory ride. I'm sure we'll see something special, maybe a little bit creative. We'll have to see. But the crowd are going absolutely crazy.
The crowd's going wild. They know that this is a victory lap. Her countryman, Paul Shep, giving her the thumbs up as the head judge here on the judging stand. Right away, she drops in with a beautiful McNasty, super huge, catching it edge, rolling over into the hole. All right, let's see what she's got for us here in her victory lap. She's already got a gold medal as she throws down with a big McNasty. She wants to up that score, switches around, goes for the McNasty the other direction. Maybe getting a big air bonus on that one. Sets up. This is a huge ride here. Massive loop. I'd say probably getting those huge bonuses there. She's going for a Space Godzilla to the right. Absolutely going off here. Really wants to up her score to secure that gold medal she already has. Back loop. Really throwing down. Flushes out with 4 seconds left. She knows she's done, but I think she's going to go back up into the feature and give us something for the crowd. Amazing debut to the women's C1 category here at the World Championships in 2022, coming to you from Nottingham, England. Going for a lunar loop right to the end, trying to do a link move, maybe just after the buzzer. 690 points is her official score, solidly into the lead, more than doubling the person in the silver medal spot, which is Rebecca Green, also from Great Britain. Looks like the ladies from Great Britain are dominating here in the C1 with 3 of them in the finals. Absolutely amazing. We're going to have our medal ceremony in a few hours just after that, but coming up after this, we have the men's C1 final as well. We'll be back here in about 12 minutes to bring you guys that.
I'm Alex Walters, and this is us signing off from Nottingham. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time, but here we can see actually our 3 medalists. We have Otty Robinson-Shaw. Oh no, not our 3 finalists. We have all of the GB team members.
Yeah, Team GB there. Absolutely. Look at that team spirit. Big smiles. These girls are loving to be able to be out here in C1. This is an opportunity for them. ICF adding this class for the first time here at this Worlds.
I think we might have a short interview with Otty coming up. Hopefully the live stream technology will work so you'll be able to hear us all well. But again, let's just go through. So your gold medalist is Otty Robinson-Shaw, your silver medalist is Rebecca Green, and your bronze medalist is Annika Sacha.
For the
be here, and it's because of us girls we've got a C1 women's category, and for I don't know 10-20 years there'll be more and more girls doing it, and I think it's quite special that we're here and we're showcasing it, and all those girls in the final were strong and they were powerful, and yeah, I think it's a good final.
It's so inspirational to see you guys out there ripping up in this new discipline. Where do you see it going?
I think it's going to grow. There were people who doubted that, and they said it would be a rubbish event, but that was good. Yeah.
I'd say it was very good. Hey, Otty, it's been a pleasure watching you, and obviously we're going to see you again later in the competition, so thank you. Thanks.
All right, we're back online here. Myself, Matt Hamilton, joined by Alex Walters here of the UK. You can see the British Canoe Union bear out there dancing around. Had a little bit of a wrestling match myself with him. Funny photos of that yesterday. He's been around. Lots of fun coming out here for this men's C1 finals. So yeah, we're bringing you the action from a men's C1 final. We're going to be crowning a world champion again here in the men's C1 category. This is the ICF Canoe Freestyle World Championships 2022. We're here at home, Pure Point Country Park at the National Water Sports Center. This event brought to you by Direct Business Solutions. We're going to get ready to go here in the final in just a few minutes. An absolutely stacked heat here, Alex. Why don't you give them an introduction? Some of them I don't think need an introduction, but here they are.
So in the first in the running order, we have Dane Jackson from the United States of America. Second in the running order, we have Tom Dole from France. In third, we have James Iverson from Great Britain. In fourth, we have Landon Miller from the United States. And up fifth, we have Matthew Stevenson from Great Britain. All these athletes making it through the semi-finals round, which took place earlier this morning, making the cut down from 10 to 5 athletes, and they will be fighting it out this evening to claim the title of C1 World Champion. In this heat, we have bib number 5, Tom Dole, defending world champion in C1. Likewise, we also have Dane Jackson, who, as a bib number 2, he's also a defending world champion, but in the K1 class. He'll be looking to add C1 to that repertoire. So we're just waiting for the head judge, Paul Shep, to get the heat underway. Dane Jackson moving around the eddy. He's going to be first up for us today.
Yeah, Dane Jackson, a former C1 world champion. He has done that before. He's also been a squirt world champion. Dane is a very well-known paddler, probably one of the strongest paddlers in the world. He wins some of the extreme races. He's won the green race. He's won multiple world freestyle championships, including being the reigning world champion at K1 with a nice entry wing over, looking for that entry 2 right away into a nice snappy McNasty. He sets it up, going for the McNasty in the other direction on the offside without a paddle blade. Incredibly difficult to do. Huge loop. Really getting that boat out of the water as he does it again. Looking to link it into some cartwheels. Going for a back loop. Going for another back loop. All right, he sets up into a lunar orbit. Maybe looking to link that around to something, into a split wheel, into a flurry of cartwheel ends. Still on the feature. Dane using most of his time.
Yeah, that'll be a good first ride from Dane. Each competitor gets 3 attempts, and their best ride will count towards their final score. So there we go, looking back at the replay, we can see this back loop from Dane, catching the back again, deciding to do another back loop just to get himself set up for his next trick. You can see some very snappy paddling here. Dane's got this style which is very much about being clean, big, and very purposeful with the tricks. You can see big smile on the face. He's kind of happy with the score. My guess is he's got some more in the tank to go, but he seems happy. It's a good base to start to build off of. We can see the French crowd starting to gather now on the side for their competitor, Tom Dole, who is currently just in the top eddy, waiting for the final score for Dane to come in, and the head judge, Paul Shep, to wave him down to the feature. You see Dane waving at the judges, saying, put the score up a little bit, make it higher, give me some more points. But we'll have to see what the judges have to say. All the judges being fully trained and accredited by the ICF. They even sit an exam to make sure that their judging is on point. So score coming in for Dane Jackson now, 806 points. That'll be a strong first ride. We'll have to see whether that stays as the highest or whether the following competitors will be able to top it.
Yeah, next up we have the flying Frenchman. The French crowd's down here cheering away. We've got the British Canoe Union mascot out there dancing around the bear, riling up the crowd. We're here at our men's C1 finals. We're going to be crowning a world champion in just a few minutes. The Frenchman, Tom Dole, is about to drop into the twin wave feature here in Nottingham, England. Let's see what he's got for us. As he drops in, he's going for that entry wing over. Sets up on the pile right away. Moving over to the surfer's right side, bringing it around into a big McNasty, right into a huge loop. All right, reestablishing himself into the sweet spot here, going for a back loop. Let's see what he's got. Tom's also a really good K1 paddler as he's going for that lunar orbit, getting his boat right up out of the water, going for it again. There we go. He wanted to sell that to the judges as he drops in. I think we're going to see a Space Godzilla to the right. Looks like he's going, looking for a McNasty into the Space Godzilla again to the right. Trying for a split wheel right at the buzzer. Ooh, solid ride by Tom Dole.
Very, very strong first run. You saw that the majority of tricks were all in that kind of advanced category. So looking at the combinations of multiple different rotations. So we have tricks like the McNasty, which is a 180-degree rotation followed by a front flip. Very technically difficult move. You can also see these more basic moves like the front loop there executed just perfectly, making sure that those judges give him all the points he can possibly get. Waiting on the score to come through from the judges, we have 3 judges, each independently scoring Tom's run. And there we go. Score coming in at 836 points. He will be taking the first spot.
All right, next up, we have James Iverson here of Great Britain. He's one of the local boys here, works for the British Canoe Union, sets up the National Freestyle League here. Awesome. What do you guys think of some of these moves? We've got some interesting tricks out there. Lots of variations of the loop. We've got the front loop, which is a complete front flip. We've got the Space Godzilla, which is basically a front flip with a quarter rotation landing on one edge. And here we have James Iverson right away into an entry McNasty, looking for that entry 3 score to get some points on the board, doing a cartwheel, adding to those points. Let's see what else he's got. McNasty really snapping it around. I love even his paddle matches his kit as he does a nice big loop. Oh, unfortunately, getting a bubble. Ibos, he knows this spot. He's right back into the feature. 22 seconds left on the clock. All right, James Iverson going for that lunar. Switching around. Really well balanced in this C1. Going for the offside lunar. All right, sets back up so strong as he pulls himself around. He wants, I think he wants that lunar loop right at the buzzer. Not quite able to get the loop part out of it, but Ivo's going to be happy with that. It's not going to get him to the top of the leaderboard, but he's got some points on the board.
Yeah, that's the important part. Once you've got some points on the board, you can start building on them. Just having that kind of mental backup really helps. Remembering these athletes each get 3 rides. Their single best ride will be what determines who takes home the gold, silver, and bronze medal this afternoon. You can see the replay now, getting some big air, Mr. James Iverson. Unfortunately flushing halfway through his ride, but score coming in at 500 points. I'm sure he'll be looking to improve that in his next 2 rides. Up next, we've got bib number 188, Landon Miller from the United States of America.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd going wild out there. You're probably hearing our arena announcers, part of our announcing team in the background. We've got people lined up on both sides of the river here. An amazing crowd. The American team down cheering the young Landon Miller on as he enters with a big entry McNasty into a McNasty. He's going to spin it around, going for that offside McNasty in the other direction. Going for that offside lunar orbit. Really moving around fast, getting lots of points on the board. Going for that other lunar orbit, bringing it around into a McNasty. Really moving along, going for a back loop. All right, what do we got left? He wants to throw big loop, holding his paddle up out of the water. So 6 seconds left. Let's see what he's got for it as he goes for a lunar loop right at the edge, trying to get some of those Linker Trophy bonuses or moves on the board. Wow, Landon Miller having a great ride. I think that has the potential to put him right up in the top spot here as the move to beat.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. You can just see the amount of tricks that he managed to cram in during the time period of the ride. Just the level of perfection whilst throwing those tricks. You could see that McNasty there. Really, really clean. God, look at the loop. Really, lots of snap, and that's one of the beauties with the C1 class, is you have this extra leverage to really push the boats around. Score coming in looking like it's going to be around the 980 mark. He's going to try and... There we go. He's coming in at 980 points, moving Landon Miller into the first place position so far for the C1 men's finals. Remember, we've got one more athlete to come, top seed. That's Matthew Stevenson, number 97. He is a local paddler here. He knows this feature like the back of his hand. So if there's one person who can knock Landon off, it could be Matt. You can just see Matt's coach, Jacko, there up at the top, Eddie, looking over him, cheering him on.
All right, bib 97. Matthew Stevenson of Great Britain is dropping in. He was the first seed coming into this final. Let's see what he's got for us right away. Wow, that was the biggest entry McNasty we've seen so far. A nice big loop, getting points on the board as soon as he can. Going for that lunar orbit, bringing it right around, pushing himself back into the feature. Thought maybe he was going to bubble off for a second there, and there it is. Nice big McNasty. Really selling these to the judges. Coming around, switches up. He's going to go for the McNasty in the other direction. Ooh, getting rejected on the tail there of his McNasty as he moves back up onto the feature. He wasn't off the feature for very long. He's still got lots of time to get some points going here. Is he going for the orbit? And 1 second left. Goes for, oh, I think he might have been trying to tricky woo at the end there, but not quite getting it, just at the buzzer. But definitely a solid first ride, points on the board. We'll see him back again for 2 more rides.
Matt performing incredibly well for the first 2/3 of his run. Unfortunately, missing a few tricks in the later half. But that just goes to show that he's got a lot more to give, and I'm sure he'll be looking to improve on that score of 513 points. You can see that McNasty there. Unfortunately, the trick that flushed him off the wave. Score coming in at 513 points, which will put him into 4th position, alongside, just above, James Iverson in 5th. Up next, we're back to the top of the order with Dane Jackson starting off the heat.
Yeah, Dane Jackson, our first paddler at the top of the order here. He's going to be going in for his second of 3 rides, where our best ride of 3 will count. Let's see what Dane has for us here. He drops into the feature, a nice wing over for entry 2. Sets up into a McNasty. Into, nice, he's going for the offside McNasty there. Nice, going for a lunar orbit. Going for some cartwheels, cleaning it up there. Looking for that clean bonus on the cartwheel. Going for a tricky woo. There it is, using his offside hand to push him back onto the feature there. Going for a back loop. Oh, I think he might have been trying to do a back loop McNasty there, but not quite getting the last half of it there, the McNasty half. Going for a front loop, nice and high. Going for a Space Godzilla. Solid ride for Dane Jackson. Goes for the offside lunar orbit. Unfortunately, flushing off. 833.33 is the preliminary score on the board for Dane Jackson. Solid ride. Will improve him slightly, maybe. Might be enough to get Tom Dole off the silver medal. We'll have to see. It's going to be a close one.
Yeah, absolutely right. Some of these C1 paddlers are opting to switch which side they're holding the paddle blade on. Dane Jackson, interestingly, not one of those. The score coming through at 840 points now, just moving him up into that 2nd position, just above Tom Dole, and popping him down into the 3rd place. He looks pretty happy with that. He's got some energy, and I know that he's going to be wanting to improve on that even more. He's going to want the gold medal position for his 3rd and final ride here at the C1 Finals in Holmpierpont, Nottingham. Up next, we have Tom Dole. See the French team cheering on loudly. You can see all the flags on the side. They want him to do well, and he deserves it. He is the current reigning C1 champion, defending his title here today at Holme Pierpont, Nottingham, England.
That's right, Alex. This man, defending world champion in this, as he comes in for an entry wing over. Looking for that entry 2 as he comes around with a nice tall McNasty. Nice and vertical, selling to the judges into a lunar orbit. Really winging his boat around, setting back up. See what else he's got for us. He's keeping it in the feature. He's trying for that offside McNasty. There it is. Into a loop. Oh, looks like he's going for that lunar loop. He's got 9 seconds left. I think we're going to see him try and do that again. Ringing it around. Oh, just trying to get that loop around. Unfortunately, not quite getting it. Holding onto the bottom of his boat, maybe trying to pull himself back into it. Oh, looks like he's having a little bit of trouble here. Nope, there he is, rolling it up. He's good.
That's good to see.
Awesome. We've got a great water sports team here at Holme Pierpont Country Park at the Whitewater Center. They've been hanging out here. They did have a swim earlier today from the Masters class, so they had to do a little bit of work. But I think the rest of the week they've just been enjoying the sunshine here in England, which I'm surprised to see, although there is some dark clouds currently on the horizon.
Score coming in for Tom Dole now, 516 points. So not improving on that first ride score. Currently still sitting in 3rd place position. He'll be looking to improve on it for that gold medal and retaining his world title in his 3rd and final run. Up next, we've got James Iverson. He could upset the order. He came first in the preliminary rounds, so he'll be looking to re-win that 1st place position in the finals here this afternoon.
Absolutely, Alex. These guys have been working tirelessly all week to be here. James was in the 1st place position coming in here for seed. As you see him throw a nice entry McNasty, retaining the feature. He's a very strong paddler in here. A nice cartwheel to the right. As he sets up, goes for the McNasty. Maybe not quite getting it as vertical as it needs to be, so he may try that again. There it is. That one's definitely there as he pulls himself back onto the feature. James, a very strong paddler, going for that lunar orbit, backing it up. He's going to set back up, head over to the nice retentive right side, going for the offside lunar. Oh, still on the feature, unfortunately flushing out on that. That'll be it for the 2nd run from James Iverson of Great Britain.
Interesting decision there to not fight his way back up into the hole after he'd flushed. Obviously deciding to try and save some of that energy for his 3rd and final ride. Score coming in at 420 points, not improving on his overall score. So he will retain in that 5th position at the minute. He'll be looking to get that 3rd ride to take him all the way to the top of our standings. Up next, we have Landon Miller, bib 188 from the United States of America, looking to increase his lead. He is currently in the 1st place position. He'd need a score of 980 points or more to extend his lead above his next closest competitor.
Our current leader, Landon Miller of the United States, is on the wave with a nice entry McNasty, looking for that entry 3 score. Goes into a McNasty, sets up, goes for the offside McNasty. Really getting lots of points on the board right away, going for that offside lunar orbit. Really throwing it around. He's going to go for the onside lunar orbit. These paddlers have an onside and an offside because they only have 1 blade as he sets up into a back loop. I think he might have wanted the back loop McNasty, but he'll take the back loop score as he goes massive big loop, holding his paddle up nice and high in the air to get that clean bonus there. Oh, maybe he's going for that Vader flip at the end there. Not quite sure. Flushing it off. Solid ride. It may be almost exactly the same as his first ride. The score is starting to come up preliminary there in yellow.
Just goes to show the skill level of these athletes. Quite often, you know, doing 2 or 3 rides and landing tricks to almost exactly the same amount of points. It's going up, though. It looks like he's got slightly more than his previous ride. Looks like we're at 993.
Are we going to see the 1,000-point barrier broken here in the final?
Fortunately,
no,
not in this case, but there is one person who can, and that is Matt Stevenson. We saw him break, I believe, the 1,000-point barrier in the semi-final rounds. I'm sure we will see him wanting to match that and take the top spot through the finals here in somewhat sunny Nottingham.
We can see our scores up on the board. Landon Miller in the lead, Dane Jackson in second, Tom Dole in third, Matthew Stevenson in fourth, and James Iverson currently sitting in fifth place. James came in here as the James came in here as the third seeded paddler. He's hoping to probably move up. But right now it's all about Matthew Stevenson as he comes in with a beautiful entry McNasty. Drops in, he's going to get a big front loop. Let's see what he's got for us as he does a nice onside lunar orbit. Coming into a cartwheel. And sets up, goes for the McNasty. We're going to see him come over and set up in that surfer's right side. Going for a spin. He's going to set up, switch blades. He was going to go for that offside McNasty. There it is. Let's see what else he's got for us. He's going to go for a back loop. Still in the feature. Using both his hand and the paddle blade to bring him back in. Another solid ride from Matthew Stevenson. Ooh, it'll be close as to whether it's going to move him up onto the podium. We'll have to see what the judges say.
Yeah, agreed. Let's just look at the replay here. God, beautiful lunar orbit into some cartwheel ends, which is no mean feat in a C1. You have that much less support because you only have one paddle blade, making it quite unlikely that, quite likely, apologies, if you go over on the side where you don't have a paddle, you might fall over. So we're just on the borderline now. 830 points for the look of it for Matt Stevenson. He needs 836. Let's see if the judges give him any more points. We can see the crowd chanting up. They want to see Matt get some extra points and move his
this
way
is
on up.
definitely close, Alex.
Yes.
The crowd's going wild out there. Even the Bears dancing.
There we go. Score coming in at 830 points. Just going to show how fine these margins are. Matt Stevenson will remain in fourth position. He's got one more ride to make his way to the top of the podium.
I just want to say something. I know a lot of these athletes don't focus on some of those lower scoring things like a spin as they set things up or a cartwheel. But if you look at the difference between fourth and second, it's a cartwheel.
Yep.
Or less. Maybe even a spin.
A spin.
Right?
Spin and a shove it and you would be in second.
Yeah, right there. Add that to your move. Sometimes it's important. Sometimes you got, but you can do those moves to set things up. But these athletes, they're doing an amazing job as we have Dane Jackson of the United States, a reigning K1 world champion, but here in the C1 finals, there he is. Nice big McNasty. He's set up. He's going to go for the offside McNasty, really flirting with that flushy left shoulder, and he did unfortunately flush off as he makes his way back up to the top. He's back on twin wave really quickly, 25 seconds still on his clock. He's got lots of time. Nice lunar orbit. I think he's going to try for some combo moves as he goes into a nice cartwheel. Really throwing that boat around, showing he's a powerful athlete in a back loop. Oh, going for a McNasty, really snapping it around right at the end there. Going for a huge loop. Maybe on that loop he pulled it around for space. Solid ride for Dane Jackson. He's all smiles. 600 points is his preliminary score. I think his previous ride of 840 points will be what he's using to hopefully keep him on the podium there with 840 points left.
Yeah, but fine margins indeed. Score coming through as 653 points, unfortunately not matching his second ride score of 840, so he will remain in second position. He's got that will be the final ride for Dane Jackson as we move through to the third and final rides for each of these competitors.
Next up, the flying Frenchman, Tom Dole. You can see Dane just getting out of his boat, making his way out. There's Tom, ready to go. The French are down here with their horns and air horns and bells and flags. They are ready to go. The entire team down here cheering. They're going nuts. The crowd is live. We are going to be crowning a world champion here in just a few more rides. ICF World Championships here from Nottingham, England, as Tom Dole makes his way into Twin Wave, looking for that entry wingover, looking for the entry to score. As he sets up, he's into a McNasty, moves his way over, going for a lunar orbit. See what it is, resets, spins into the offside lunar orbit, and drops in, going for her big loop. Really snapping that boat around. Big spray of water way up into the air as he goes for the back loop. Getting tons of points on the board. Still has 10 seconds left on the clock. Space Godzilla. An unfortunate bubble off the wave for Tom Dole.
Yeah, a little bit unhappy. You can see him slapping his paddle against the water with that flush. And sometimes that's just the way these competitions go. You catch an unfortunate little bubble of water, it pushes you back off the wave, and there's not a lot you can do about it. But regardless, Tom should be very happy with his performance so far today. Score coming in for that third and final ride of his 716 points. So now the question is does he hold on to the medal? We have two competitors left, three competitors left to go, only two who can change the position of Tom Dole. We will have to see how well they do and what scores they manage to post. Next up, we've got James Iverson. He's wanting that medal position. He led the preliminary rounds with, I believe, some single rides, just pushing on that 1,000 point mark. So it's definitely within his capability to knock Landon Miller off the top spot. The question is will he be able to put the ride together?
That's right, showing some endurance here as they've made it all the way through prelims, quarters, semis, and now here in the final with a beautiful entry McNasty. He's setting things up. He's going for McNasty to the right. Let's see, he wants that again. Really wants to sell it to the judges. Ivo going for a lunar. Unfortunately getting a flush and washing off the wave. He'll take a second to roll up. And I think that he's not going to make it to back into the eddy, and that is it for James Iverson of Great Britain. He will hold his fifth spot here in our finals. Solid effort, making it all the way into the finals. I know he came in here seated in third, and he was hoping to stay there or at least move up, but unfortunately he's not. Next up, though, from the USA, we got Landon Miller on deck.
Yeah, incredible achievement there from James Iverson, ranking 5th in the world for freestyle kayaking. Just unfortunate that he flushed halfway through his last ride, but sometimes that is the way. You see there, lovely McNasty, James Iverson. So up next, yes, we do have Landon Miller. He knows that he is at least a medalist at the 2022 Freestyle Kayak World Championships. The question is it gold or will it be silver? He'll be looking to extend his lead to firmly cement his position as first.
Oh, that's a real nail-biter here now. Two paddlers left to go as Landon Miller makes his way in with a huge entry McNasty and right into a big snappy McNasty. Oh, looks for the McNasty in the other direction. He's pulling up, going for that offside lunar orbit and really powering around, going into the onside lunar orbit. And, oh, I think he was going for, maybe looking for that lunar loop. He's backing up, still on the feature. Really working hard to get himself set back up here as he goes for a Space Godzilla to the right. He's going to go for a big loop, holding his hand up, trying to get that clean loop. He's got 6 seconds left. He's going for the lunar. Let's see what else he's got for us. He's going for, oh, the fader flip. There it is. Yeah. looking for that trophy move on the board. Landon Miller having an amazing ride here. Will we see the 1,000-point barrier broken there right now? You can see his score moving up. Let's see, what do you think, Alex?
The score's increasing. I mean, usually it doesn't change too much off of the base unless there's a flurry of tricks right at the end of the ride. So we'll have to see. Score coming in now at 916 points. Landon Miller will hold on to his second ride, 993 points. That is a score to beat for Matt Stevenson.
Oh, let's see what Matt Stevenson has to say about this. He does have the potential to get to that top step on the podium. Currently sitting in 4th place with 830 points. He's 6 points off of a bronze medal. He is 10 points off of a silver medal. Whew, this is a close one as Matthew Stevenson's going to make his way into the feature. Let's see what he has for us. There he is, dropping in right away. Entry 3 with that entry McNasty. And big Space Godzilla to the right. Going for a lunar orbit on his onside, linking it into some flurry of cartwheels. Nice, big, tall, vertical ends into a McNasty. All right, he's got a good one on the go here as he switched paddle blades. He's going for that other McNasty. Oh, not quite getting it. Gonna have to roll up. Oh, and unfortunately, he's flushing off. He's still got 15 seconds on the clock. He is charging up. His friends cheering loud and proud to get him up to the top. He's back on this feature right away. Big Space Godzilla to the right. Let's see what he's got for a finish here as he goes for a lunar. He links it. Oh, trying to link it into the loop. Oh, not quite getting it. Amazing ride from Matthew Stevenson here, our last rider in the men's C1 here at the 2022 ICF Canoe Freestyle World Championships. I don't think that's going to knock Landon Miller of the USA off the top, or Dane Jackson from silver, or Tom Dole. So I think we might be able to say who our medalists are there, but we got to wait till see what the judges have to say when it turns green, Alex.
Yeah, you could really see the sparks of Matt's potential there. He really wanted to get all of those moves down. Unfortunately, just not quite managing to pull it all together in the final, but I'm sure he will be very happy with what looks like it'll be the 4th place position for him. And I'm sure he'll be back at many worlds to come. There we go. Oh, score just increasing slightly for Matt Stevenson. The question is will it be enough to push him into a medal position? It's technically possible, but I think probably quite unlikely at this moment in time. We'll have to see, but he's got a big smile on his face, and that's the important point. Final score coming in for Matt Stevenson, 726 points, leaving our top 3 competitors are now having their medals. So Landon Miller in 1st place, Dane Jackson in 2nd place, and Tom Dole from France in 3rd place.
There you go, the young American Landon Miller here paddling with his dad in the OC1 category. Here's our C1.
All right,
paddlers here, Landon Miller.
Right
We're going to go to an interview.
Out of North Carolina, USA, Landon Miller, you are the C1 World Champion. How's it feel, buddy?
Oh, it feels so good. This has been a dream of mine since I was little, and just to be here and love all these people around me, it's just great.
Yeah, you got some great support, but what about your fellow competitors?
Oh, you know, I thought he might have gotten me, but, you know, I thought he was going to swim too at the same time, but...
And also, hey, didn't you win the green race as well? In C1?
Junior
C1 in the green race, so that's also 2 wins this year. That's brilliant.
that was last year.
It's last year, there we go, I know my facts. Hey, Landon, that was awesome stuff, buddy. Well done. Enjoy this moment. You are the C1 World Champion, the ICF Freestyle World Champions in Nottingham. Well done, buddy. Oh, I need...
Medal ceremony in just a few minutes. So as of right now, our feature is closed. You can see former world junior champion Mason Hargrove giving Landon a hug. The American team will be celebrating that medal tonight. Alex and I are going to take a quick break here from the ICF Canoe Freestyle World Championships. We'll be back with our medal ceremony in just about 5 or 10 minutes.
All right, again, stand by for the medal ceremony in this category. We're still going to move on to medal ceremony. We'd like everyone to tune in for that. We are just watching the feature here, so we don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but they are setting up right now, so please just hang out for a little bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are still getting ready for the medals for the C1 competition, so we're just getting stage up for that. Again, please join us for that. We're going to award the medals. You can see the finish there on the left of your screen, so you know who's got them. We're going to go ahead and go through this medal ceremony. It's a very wonderful time for these athletes to be recognized, both locally and internationally, so please stand by.
Let's go live.
All right, here we go. I am joined by Matt Hamilton here. I'm Hojo. Matt, we just saw a pretty darn awesome event, didn't we?
Absolutely. We had our men's C1 final. Just before that, our ladies C1 final. We're about to crown 2 world champions. at our medal ceremony in just a few minutes downstream here. So make sure you hang out. A beautiful medal ceremony here in this home Pure Point County Park stadium. It's about the best way to describe it is a whitewater stadium.
It really is. It's and you can see this on the screens as you pan around. But there is a really neat vibe here of the hillside there, looking over the water. Right now, all the spectators have moved downstream from the feature a little bit, and it's a natural kind of stadium feature, and they can look across the river where they will see the athletes. It looks like right now our feed might be getting ready to cut over to the medal ceremony.
That's right, Dave. We'll be doing those medals soon. Anybody who's been here in Nottingham knows that this is the National Water Sports Centre. There's sailing here. There's obviously the Whitewater Park that we're at now, but there's also the Regatta Lake, which was built specifically for the rowing and sprint regattas. Absolutely amazing facility. There's accommodations here. There's cafes here. There's climbing walls. There's the Lagoon Splash Park that they've got going here. It's an absolutely amazing place to hang out, have a little bit of fun, bring the family down. Hey, tomorrow there's a whole bunch of whitewater events happening throughout the day, and then of course our finals in the junior men's and junior women's, senior men's, senior women's. We also are debuting the Masters Freestyle here, which is an ICF event right now, so anybody over the age of 40 can compete in that. And we have a number of people that you may recognize, former world champions, competing in that, which is pretty amazing. That event's been going on all week. They were up in Inlet, down at Troll Wave, so multiple events to bring us to the super final of the Masters ICF Freestyle here at Twin Waves tomorrow, starting off high noon here in Nottingham, England.
Yeah, and another thing too, which is really neat, and this is something that is uniquely UK, is right behind the feature is the main channel of the Trent. And so they have this park situated sort of right in the middle. The main channel of the Trent is flowing right behind us, and you get these longboats. Some of these longboats have been made by people here. They're like homemade longboats, and they basically go up and down the Trent River. They live on these longboats. It is quite a neat cultural aspect that we're here. And some of them moved out. We've had a few that moved through today, and some new ones that came. So just a delightful local flair in the locals that literally live on their boats within meters of the actual course. And they come over and watch, and they're like, what's going on? What is this? They come up and down here all summer long, and this is a great event for them to come and watch. And, of course, tomorrow I do expect a lot of the locals.
Begin. Please welcome our presentation party and athletes.
We are now just getting the medal ceremony underway.
Ready?
We hope you can see it, the live feed. We'll be going in and out between our commentary and those doing the medal ceremony. So just a moment here as we watch these individuals come in to be awarded. We're going to start with the women's K1, C1, excuse me, historic event. And there we have the Air Corps, the RAF cadets that will present the flags. Of course, this is an ICF event. This is the same governing body for the Olympics.
We present the medalists for the ICF 2022 Women's Canoe Freestyle World Championships. Our medals will be presented by the ICF Vice Presidents, Louis Rabadida, and the team leader from Great Britain. It's time to meet our medalists, everybody. So, our bronze medalist from Germany, please welcome Annika Sacha. This is shite in the wind. Our silver medalist representing Great Britain, it's Becky Green. It needs some music underneath. And now, your world champion representing Great Britain and gold medalists. Please welcome Otty Robinson-Shaw. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask you to rise for the national anthem of Great Britain? Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation and recognition for our medalists. Who's bringing them off? This way. There's somebody out there to bring them off.
Oh, that was a wonderful, historic event. First women's C1 here in the ICF arena. It was a great place.
Congratulations to our medalists. Just stick around. We'll be back shortly with our next medal ceremony for the men's World Championship.
Yeah, great thing. And again, 2 UK paddlers taking top honors. So this is amazing. And what a wonderful way to wrap up one of these finals here in the ICF Freestyle World Championships 2022. Home Pier Pond Country Park. So we're going to wrap that up, and they're getting reset now for the men's.
Yeah, next up we will have our C1 men's medal ceremony. We'll be crowning the C1 world champion. Landon Miller was the winner of that from the United States, the young paddler who's paddling here with his dad, which is a pretty cool story. We had lots of family stories to talk about here this week.
The flag's on
the water. It's amazing to see that this is a family sport.
Yeah, it's really quite enjoyable. And, you know, a lot of people are like that. It's not unique to the U.S., it's not unique to this sport necessarily, but it is a wonderful aspect where father and son, father, mother, and daughter get to come out here. The Jackson family, of course, is very famous for that, but other families as well who come to the water and just bring a wonderful atmosphere. And they support each other within the community as well. So Landon's helping out Teo Williams, who lives in the U.S. normally, but is competing for New Zealand. So Landon sort of acted as his coach, helping out other countries, just bringing a great international spirit to these games.
That's right. The freestyle community is pretty impressive. A lot of the same people that I paddled with years ago are helping out here, judging, announcing, volunteering to make sure that these events can move forward and actually just happen. You know, it takes a lot of work, a lot of volunteers, a lot of time, a lot of hours to make things happen.
200 plus volunteers that make this event happen. And I was talking with one of the other announcers, and it's everything from putting up red tape to keep the raucous crowds a little bit in check, all the way to the most mundane things of making sure there's toilets and they're clean. And I tell you what, it's one of those things, you don't notice it, but now we're going to cut over to the medal ceremony here and watch the men's C1 championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, our medalists in the Men's World Freestyle Championships here in Nottingham. Congratulations. Thank you everybody for being here today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow where there's more World Freestyle Championships action taking place. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow and seeing some more world champions crowned.
All right, and that wraps our day of competition. We have 2 more finals in the bag, medals distributed, countries and paddlers excited. But stick with us tomorrow. We are going to wrap up this day of competition starting at noon local time. We're going to see the junior women's and junior men's K1. We're going to see the women's K1 and men's K1. And then, of course, the brand new event, the Masters World Championships. Then, of course, for those of us here, we're going to have all the parties. But stick around because the closing ceremonies are going to be really enjoyable. There's something quite fun to behold.
All right, thanks, Hojo. I'm Matt Hamilton and Dave Hojo signing off here from the ICF Canoe Freestyle World Championships 2022, brought to you by Direct Business Solutions from home Pure Point Country Park, home of the National Whitewater Sports Center here in Nottingham, England. We'll see you tomorrow.